name is Don Agent. To my left is Terry Owens. Nice to have you here, by
Thanks,
the way,
Don.
today, because I know it's very difficult sometimes to get you in here with the travel that you do. Terry, you've been with Kegel for 17 years, essentially. You've worked in a variety of technical positions around this company, correct?
Absolutely.
I mean, you have literally built lane machines, you have worked in quality control, you went to technical support, which you're still currently a part of. You do sales responsibilities as well.
Absolutely.
More importantly to me, personally though, I mean, you're currently coordinating all of our teaching and instruction for not only our distributor technicians, but also for our customer base as well.
Correct.
Can you take us through, some of the educational options that we offer here?
We offer two different options as level 1 and a level 2. But before I get into that, the first thing I like to do is when our customers come in, I want to make them feel comfortable and feel like family and feel like they're at home. So the first thing I want to do is not necessarily on a professional, but also on a personal level, get to know them. Get to know their families, kind of get some background on them. Also, this way kind of gets me to understand as far as where they come from, machine background, kind of get to understand what's going on there. And then also the next thing I usually do is actually take them through a tour of the facility.
Okay.
So this way that they can kind of understand and see kind of the procedures that goes along with building that machine that they may have. And then this way when we go through the course, they can kind of put those two hand in hand.
Excellent. So I guess, why don't we break down kind of what is on the level 1? I mean, that's a 2-day itinerary, correct?
It's a 2-day
Okay.
course. Basically, that's your basic introductory level. Goes through all the machine adjustments, your squeegee, your brush crush, your transfer roller, transfer brush, understanding the keypad, going through each menu, understanding what the functionality of each of those menus do. Go into also a little bit of understanding how to operate a voltmeter, checking some voltages, understanding how that path of power actually works in the machine. Along with that, you will get some COSI, basic COSI understanding, how to operate COSI, how it works, and some basic pattern information and theory.
I personally think that anybody that has any involvement in bowling whatsoever should literally take a level 1 lane maintenance course. I mean, it's going to be beneficial, as we know, not only to the end user, but to the bowler, to a center manager, to really anybody that's immersed within our sport.
Absolutely correct.
Level 1's obviously a 2-day course, and you're teaching a lot of the basics and the day-to-day things. You also offer a pretty intense 4-day course,
Correct.
which we classify as a level 2. Can you kind of give us a breakdown on what that entails?
Yeah, your level 2 is a more advanced course. Basically, that's where the fun really actually begins in that course, because you get to take a whole machine and actually gut it. And this way, by doing that, you're basically doing a rebuild. So you pull everything out, and that way you get to actually go through the whole machine, check those key components for wear, pulling the motors out, physically checking and inspecting the brushes, more in-depth things like that. Also, then you really get into more electrical troubleshooting, basically from start to finish of how the path of power really works, reiterating on the voltmeter usage, in-depth COSI, a lot more in-depth pattern information, and kind of learning all the things that we've learned obviously over all the years.
What are some of the things that you try to incorporate into the courses to not only enhance the teaching experience, but enhance the learning experience and more solidify that learning experience?
Well, when you go to a class, the worst thing is being stuck in a classroom the whole time. So that's when
Absolutely.
I want to offset that by actually going down in a more real life situation, going out on the lanes, and purposely break the machine, so this way I can kind of test where the fun begins.
Don't give away your secrets on this, obviously,
Correct.
for any that might come down for.
I'll break the machine and purposely let them fix it, so this way that they can actually put that knowledge that they've just learned to use. So you always got that expression, and if you don't use it, you lose it. So I want to make sure that it's actually being used.
Excellent. On a final note, you know, we obviously have a choreographed level 1, we've got a level 2, but we do a lot of custom courses too. And you and I have done a bunch in the past for people. And, you know, we've even integrated different courses throughout the entire building, where sometimes we've had someone come down for a 2-day level 1 course, and then they might do a 2-day pro shop course, and then they might spend the last day or the 5th day actually getting some coaching down the training center. So there is a way to kind of, you know, pick what course load you're looking for, obviously.
Especially if you're coming from a long distance, you want to kind of maximize that travel. So, absolutely.
Well, Terry, I want to thank you again for appearing on the show. Obviously, I know you always have quite a busy schedule. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for today. As always, we'd like you to continue to follow us on Kegel Facebook. We also have an enormous amount of information on our website, www.kegel.net.